be honest. I'm gonna ask you something here, players, and I need your absolute honesty. Because if you lie, I don't know if I can protect you. What I need is an answer. I need to know what it is that you got.
Entering Glock mode.
You got a little waiter and some tiny nuts.
So the whole point of that was just to kind of get you to say, you know, you have faith. It's in the thumbnail, but just ignore all that bullshit I just put in the video that took me, you know, a shit ton of hours and put me in soul debt. And let's get right into the Daredevil trailer that just dropped. Now, I will say it's not all too different from the one that's been leaked for a minute, but although there's not too much in the trailer, there's still some parts that really got me excited and gave me faith in this new non-Netflix Daredevil that will be dropping on March 4th, which a Tuesday drop sounds absolutely incredible. Tuesday is Good News Day, players, and I'm excited for anything Daredevil. I did just get my tickets somewhat begrudgingly to Cap 4. I'm hoping it's good. I'm just not too confident. Fingers crossed, but Daredevil will come right after. And Daredevil was the show, I believe, that started the whole Marvel Studios renaissance for quality. They looked at what they were turning Daredevil into, and I'd imagine it was very different from the thing pretty much all fans of the Netflix show loved. So they used that inciting incident and made changes for the better, which I appreciate. I think at the time when Bob Chapek was CEO, things were kind of in free fall, venturing off into Disney Plus with TV shows for this cinematic universe. I think at the time, especially in terms of Marvel TV, like they didn't even have showrunners back then apparently. So now with Bob Iger back, for whatever that's worth, the current state of Marvel seems to be going in a much better direction with these new specified divisions. I mean, Marvel games and animation is kind of going off right now. Well, mostly. But things are looking bright. Speaking of bright, and probably my only criticism other than the trailer being very similar to the one from D23 that had been leaked for so long, is that I think the lighting for the show is there. I think there was a lot of attention paid to it and to make it as especially beautiful as the Netflix show, but there are certain shots, at least in the trailer, where I just don't feel like they would have ever made it into the Netflix Daredevil show had it in some timeline continued on Netflix. Again, it's just a small issue since most of the trailer looks great, but not only does it look great, it sounds great, okay? The music that is being used throughout is this like organ version of the original theme, just a bit faster, which really sets the tone of something almost biblical coming up. The link up between Matt and Fisk is pretty great, and I really like this back and forth, especially in contrast to the last time they met. Fisk is the mayor of New York now, and I'm assuming Matt is kind of at his lowest since he stopped being a vigilante, and he gives a reason that somebody crossed the line, and I'm pretty sure that means either Foggy or Karen died, or more so were murdered. I think that's what the whole mask falling down with the ambulances beneath is. Fisk talking about that inner anger and violence that is so intrinsic in both of them that it is truly a demon, a devil. The both of them got that dog in them. We all know that, and it just wants to be let loose. It seems like Matt is back or born again after a bit of a hiatus, which timing for this show is very odd, and I haven't even looked too much into it since we got the blip, and there are shows coming out before other shows that take place later in the timeline, so it can get a bit confusing. Hopefully they make that abundantly clear where it's at in the timeline, but the action looks incredible, the choreography, the impact, the gruesomeness. I think we might, at least action-wise, be getting the best season of Daredevil yet. Now, we had Hector Ayala, the White Tiger, in this, who, from my limited knowledge on the character, is this guy with this mystical tiger amulet that basically just makes him enhanced. I think there's some ties to like Iron Fist and Shang-Chi there, but he was pretty prominent in the mid to late 70s in Spectacular Spider-Man books, so I think it'll be interesting to see how he fits into this story, since in the early 2000s Daredevil run, he was framed for killing a cop and Matt was his lawyer, so maybe they'll incorporate that into it somehow. Michael Gandolfini will be playing a character named not the Blade, but the Daniel kind. Not too sure who this character is, but I have a feeling that I've read him in some Daredevil book, and I think he's Fisk's son, so I feel the vibe here is met very well. We also got the return of the Punisher, which we already knew he was coming through from the set photos, and if you bring back this crew, you got to bring him back as well. Of all the people that had to come back, it needed to be Bullseye, okay? Benjamin Poindexter. I can't wait to see what he gets up to. He's gonna be such a nasty beast. I can't wait. Lastly, we get to see an assortment of different colored cowls, which can be very telling, okay? We've seen Matt in all but 2 of these masks, so we have the black mask, which looks incredible, and I'm so excited to see the suits made for them, but this looks like the Shadowland suit from 2010, the event where Matt took over the Hand and became more brutal to fight crime time in Hell's Kitchen. He was possessed by this thing called the Beast, essentially like an actual demon, and this was enabled by killing Bullseye. So who knows how far they go with that, of course. But the silverish white one on the end looks like the armored suit from issue 321 from the 90s. It always looked cool to me. I know a lot of people give it hate, but just him having this suit makes me think that something serious is going to go down. He's dealing with a different level of threat. The art for that book is pretty insane. Highly recommend it. In the story, like, he's being followed around by this demon, so I very much look into. I'm very excited to see how these apparently 9 episodes come together. Hopefully they are decent in length.
That's what she said.
But yeah, I thought it was a great trailer, and I'm really excited to dive back into the world of Daredevil again, and then also to see what doors this opens for the character moving forward. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you thought of the trailer, players, any predictions you have for the show, people popping up, storylines, or just things you want to see. I'm all ears. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up, comment down below, and if you want to subscribe, I always appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope all of you guys are well, and I will see you in the next one.